Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light. You know, the seekers, the sojourners of truth, the 144 chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. I greet you in the love that lights the truth. From my heart to yours, I am Celestial Earth. Celestial. I always got to look up. I always find myself looking up when I say that. Celestial. I am Celestial Earth in the divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live right here from nowhere other than dimension number 5. And as usual, I'm bringing you the news to infuse, if you so choose to infuse with that light as we are lighting up on the grid. And remember, you don't have to. You can not infuse, which means you choose to refuse and be prepared to be fried and on the grid, which is a whole lot of frying going on as the frequencies continue to intensify, as we have come through the portal, Sirius gateway, full moon in Capricorn, and we're still feeling those effects of the energies. It's most potent 3 days before, 3 days after, and today was the final of the third day, which I say final because for those who are in the workshop, we're on our, see, I'm in my purple, so we're on our crown chakra. Happy crown chakra day. For those who know, some of you may not see this till tomorrow, so it'll be after, but you can still say happy crown chakra day. If you're on Pacific or Mountain time and you happen to see this, then it'll still be nighttime for you. Happy crown chakra day to you. And so I want to speak even a little bit. I feel inclined, as I call on, I allowed, before I even started this video, I was just calling spirit to surround and guide me, the angels, the celestic hosts, the guardian. Well, when I say angels, the angels of light, the galactic family, all of that, to just kind of guide where they wanted to go. And one of the things was the crown chakra, like speak more about the beauty, right? Which is why I want to address what's happening, but it was saying speak about the beauty. A lot of us need to find the beauty, right? So it's to know that we are under attack. There is an attack going on. Right? Chosen ones, 144. We're under attack. This is a stick up, right? By those desperate energies. But find the beauty in the chaos. There is mayhem going on energetically, right? For those who see it, I know a lot of you may think you're going crazy. I'm speaking to those right now. Those 144 are chosen of the few, who you're seeing things and it's like, am I really seeing that? Yes, you are. The attack is on. So I want to speak a little bit about that, but I don't want, let me clarify, this is not about doom and gloom. As one of you all said to me, and I love that statement, this is for awareness. I love that disclaimer. This is strictly for awareness. This is not doom and gloom. This is not fear, but we need to know the status that we're in. We need to understand the seriousness of the electromagnetic frequencies that are being kicked up right now and what we're being asked to connect to as we're going through all of this right now. So before we go into it, let me see if there's any housekeeping. 5D calendars, they're out. Oh, and for those of you who have ordered, I haven't been able to look at the email in maybe about 2 days, so please excuse me, because spirit had me going in another way, and this is why I'm telling you what I'm talking to you about now, because I was under attack. I was under fire. We're under siege. And this is through family. Like I said, the family life is going to be kicking up some stuff. So, pardon me, I had to deal with, those distractions. And I'm going to get back into answering the email. So the calendar, some of you, I'm going to send out the first shipment this week. So a lot of you will be getting them this week. I'm actually pulling the first shipment together, so you all can get that out. So thank you for those of you who made your orders. It's still time. I mean, you can order whenever you want to order. So for those who are looking for it, email me at a 5D corner near you at akilatextry@gmail.com. and I'll put that in the description. In case I don't do it in time, it's AKILAHTXTRI@gmail.com. And also, I'd like to thank those of you who are continuing, who've been rocking with me since 2022, or you've been rocking with me since even last year. You've just been rocking with me since you found this channel. I appreciate those who just stay, coming through, keeping connected. When you do, sharing the space and the reciprocal energy and all of that. Thank you for showing up for yourselves. Thank you for showing up. It's not just about me or coming through for me, because you're showing up for you. And that means I'm true. I am true to what I do. And you're seeing the truth resonance. So shout out to you, my star seeds. And I say that to remind us to please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment if you dare. Hit that notification button and share with others. If you have groups that you're working with and it's something that resonates, share it in the groups. I do it with my groups. When I come across certain information, I share it in the groups, because it's something that we all need to hear, something that's going to help us all. Each one reach one, teach one, and we each got a piece of the puzzle. So share it to help it to get. You never know who you may be helping to get in remote places. Like we had someone join our last live. Welcome aboard. Welcome to this 5D corner, to this part of the light grid. And they were like, hey, I'm glad I found this channel right now. I was like, well, welcome aboard. So, and it helps when you all comment, because it helps with the algorithms, the energetic algorithms. So please remember to do that. Shay, and I'd like to send a shout out to Jehudi for my ascension symbols. I just got a new set, click clang. I feel like Wonder Woman, click clang, even though it's not as thick, but I got a balance, is what he gave me, to balance the energies with my copper tone. Let me tighten it up, because I got it so loose, and you see I got tiny wrists. So clank clank, as well as these lovely earrings. So ascension instruments, for those who are ascending, we need our instruments. Believe me, these tools help us sometimes, just with the energies and stabilizing the energies and the frequencies. So check them out if you can. Look them up, Jehudi Ascension Instruments. Shay, and if I get any more information on it, I will definitely put that in the description as well, if any contact information for him. So with that said, bringing this to what we're here to look at, the beauty on this crown chakra day, because what I want to express about the crown chakra is it's about finding beauty. It's about connectivity. The crown chakra is the highest spiritual chakra of your upper chakras, which these three are your upper: throat, third eye, and crown. And crown is the cosmic body, connecting you back to the ethers and one mind consciousness. And to be there, that means you have to be in total connectivity outside of yourself. That means the block of this chakra is the ego's perspective, the personal will, the personal ego, that blocks this chakra. So right now, as we do our work, as we continue to transcend and traverse through time, we have to be dropping the layers, like letting it go. And as I say that, it reminds me of this commercial. I don't know how many of you have been seeing it. It shows up on YouTube from time to time, but it's like a commercial or an ad. They don't say commercial no more. It's an ad about like this big tough whatever it is running through the desert, running, and then as it's running, find out it's a woman, because everything is just falling off of her. I forget what the ad is about, because I remember when I heard what it was about, it was like, yeah, irrelevant, I don't care about that. But the image always gets me, because this is what we're looking like right now. We're running, and as we're running, every step that we take, we're dropping a layer of this heaviness, of this burden, and we're freeing ourselves one layer at a time, every step at a time, one layer at a time, as you so choose to will to do, because this is a choice point. Everything is choice. So the choices that we're making, every decision is to, right now at this time, if we want to peel those layers, drop those layers, it has to do with releasing the egoic hold. And this is what we do when we're transmuting through the full moon. Those of you who have taken the workshop, by the time we get here, we're in a higher state of transcendence, we're transmuting with the full moon transmutation, we're transmuting the fear-based thoughts and feelings, the thoughts and feelings that are connected to lack and limitation. And so this is where, when we get to the heart, we are transcending it in the heart. That's on the full moon. And then of course we're letting it go. It's like I always say, when you get to the throat, it's like when you let go of a rocket ship. When a rocket ship is going up and it gets to a certain part in the atmosphere, get it? Atmosphere. That's what the throat chakra is, the atmospheric body, expressions, airwaves in the atmosphere. So when you get to a certain point in the atmosphere, that rocket, it drops off something from the ship. I don't know what part, what to call it, but something drops off of the aircraft, of the spacecraft. And it's kind of like that. Usually when we get to the throat chakra, whatever we're transcending now, as we get up into the upper chakras, it's time to release that as we ascend. That belongs to the body falls away and it stays on the body of the earth as you ascend into the ethers. That's the best way I could explain it as you look into it. And then you go into your higher, some more into your transcendent body in the third eye, and that's where you transcend duality. The duality into the single eye, into the all-seeing eye. Get it? AI. Just like Ascension Instruments, AI. All right, this is the true AI, all-seeing eye. So you go back into basically this one mind consciousness. When you transcend duality, you're back into the single eye, and that takes you into your wisdom, into your higher self, into your cosmic body of your crown. Now you can connect to the ethers and have a greater connection to the divine, because you've transcended duality throughout time. And so now you're in higher connection. So this is what the crown is about. And I say that so that we understand, overstand, and understand. When you're working with the crown chakra, it is really disconnecting from, and I got to be careful when I say this, because it doesn't mean completely disown the body, because there's a reason why we're here in this body having an experience. So it is to have a balance, but it is to detach from your personal will to hold on to things in the way you want to hold on to things in the body. It is to let go and release the holds that you have, whether through tradition, through overtime, whatever it is to release that so that you can be in total connectivity. You can't be in total connectivity if you're still holding on to a separatist thinking. Because if you want to hold on to your individualist way of doing things, that means you don't want to connect. You don't want to collaborate and connect. This is what new, not new age, what do I call it? Age of the Aquarian. This is what Aquarius age is about, collaboration. And as I've said it before, how can you connect to the divine in the love frequency if you can't have a collaboration with others here on the earth? And that always reminds me of a phrase of when Yeshua said, how can you love the Father which you cannot see if you can't even love your brother whom you can see? So how do you connect to the divine and the one mind consciousness when you can't even transcend the duality and the separation that you have with another, with your brother, which is another, or your sister, which is another? So this is where we got to look past our differences, however they're showing up, is to transcend that, to hold yourself accountable, to have accountability in how you show up. And this brings me to, as I said, why and how, or us being under attack, under siege, because with these energies that's happening right now, there's a lot of distractions. They're siphoning you, they're taking from you. I get it, I understand, and we're getting played in so many ways, but it's to challenge us, to help us to depersonalize, and we do that by finding the beauty. That's why I wanted to speak about the crown chakra first, because the crown chakra, when you find the beauty in something, then you will find the truth, you will find the goodness. Right? That is the law, Ashe. That is the law of truth, beauty, goodness. Truth, beauty, goodness. Wherever there's truth, Wherever there's beauty, you're going to find truth and goodness. Wherever there's truth, you're going to find beauty and goodness. And wherever there's goodness, you're going to find truth and beauty. This is it's a certain type of trinity, if you will, to the one mind consciousness, to let you know it's guiding you to it. And for us, because we're physical beings, for us it shows up in the things we find beautiful, right? That's why it says in the great default with Adam and Eve, what do you always hear it say? Eve, who represents the feeling, it was pleasing to the eyes. That means we go by how we feel. It was pleasing for you, whatever it is. Call it good, bad, ugly, whatever it is. We will make excuses for things that feels good to us. And that is the personal will finding its way, wanting to do its own thing. So we have to find the beauty so that we can find the truth. And we have to be careful, because sometimes what we see as beauty is distracting. That's why they say, what was it they said about the devil? That he was of like the leader of songs or something like that, because that's how he, right, catches you. When I say he, because I don't believe in an actual devil like that. We're our own adversities and our own adverse thoughts and feelings, demons that we are because of our unhealed wounds, right? I'm not calling anybody a demon, but I'm saying when you got them unhealed wounds, you demoning. So, and that's the only, you co-sign with the opposition. So that's how it has its way with us, because it works through beauty. It knows that when we feel good, when it's pleasing to the eye, meaning when not just what we see, but when it's pleasing to how we feel, through the eye of Eve is the eye of our feminine energy, the eye of our subconscious mind, which represents feelings, emotions, intuition, all of that. So when it's pleasing to the eye of Eve, it's pleasing to how we feel. And so this is how it's operating through us. It wants to go through it being pleasing to you. But if you find, whatever the chaos is, when you find beauty, when you find true beauty, when you look at the chaos, let me say it to us that way. When you see the chaos before you, ahead of you, before something even breaks out, you already foresee ahead. I see that chaos coming. I see what's coming with that. When we take a stop to find the beauty in it, I'm not saying twisted and perverted to being beautiful, but when you find the beauty in what the truth of that chaos is bringing you, when you find the beauty that is that this is a lesson, this is something that I need to have an insight about. The beauty in this is the truth of what it's bringing me. Do I recognize the truth? Right? So rather than getting caught up and swept under under the floods of chaos, can we find truth? Can we find goodness through the beauty? Crown chakra. So yes, we're under siege or under some kind of attack. It's happening with all these light codes coming in, with all of those that are coming online and things like that. They want to go for the jugular. They want to snuff out the light. They want to stop the light. They want to distract the light. And you can feel the pull on your energy. You can feel the distraction. Even in just me being able to do this video, sometimes I swear it feels like it's a fight to do certain videos or certain topics or certain things that spirit is like, I want you to address that. Or, it's highlighting certain things to me, but it's like before I could even get it out, sometimes some messages are completely just, I don't want to say taken from me, because they can't just take it away, but completely distracted, causing some kind of distraction. And these are what the energy set out to do. So I say this so that we all see it. This is, like I said, not doom and gloom, but to be in awareness that yes, those desperate energies are seeking to snuff out your light. Like I literally was under attack today in dealing with family, as I said. And with Jupiter in the house of Cancer, yes, we're going to see this. I said that. We're going to see this for the whole year. We're being invited. We're being called in to now be the authentic authority in our bloodline. And that means putting your foot down. That means, and I don't mean in a mean way, it just means knowing where to have a hard no. And when I say a hard no, I mean there's some things that your family may be asking of you or wanting you to do that you have to say, no, I'm not going to do this. And no, I'm not going to hold this that you're putting on me, because there's manipulations. There's manipulative energy in the midst. And they know you're coming with the light. Some of us are making arrangements to meet with our loved ones, meet with some of us who actually see what's going on. But let me really say this. It's not our job, as some of us are generational curse breakers, and I get it, but when we're breaking the curse, we're breaking it within us. And I know I need to do another video going a little bit deeper into that. And I want us to know this right now, that whatever it is you're going through, it's for you to see for yourself, so you know what to do for yourself. You're not going to be able to change everybody. We could tell them till we're blue in the face, the insights and the foresights that you have. But they're battling with certain demons which are their unhealed wounds. They're battling with unhealed wounds, which are their demons, that they're not willing and ready to release and let go. And it feels like death to them. Some of us, by taking it from them, they will literally spaz out. They may literally actually die. They would just cease to exist. You crash their membrane. You crash their computer with, because remember, we're like computers, where you crash them. So they're holding on to this. And so it's for you to recognize it. Like what I've been saying, believe people when they tell you something, listen to them. Listen to what they're saying. They're telling you, they're showing you with their actions, with their words, what their character is, what they're into. When you hear them talk about certain things with others out there, don't think it's separate from you. Take a good look in your rear view, right? Look back at it and be like, what? Listen keenly. And you don't have to debate anything with them. You don't have to point it out, because some of them are going to defend it. They're going to get defensive and want to defend it with you, because they're well aware of your light. Don't think they're not. Although a lot of us are still feeling that we have to tell them. You have to keep confirming. You know how they say, I'll show you better than I could tell you. We got to keep showing. And it's not for show and tell, and we don't owe anybody anything, but we have to stand in our authenticity and highlight what is true. And what I want to say is, when you're in these family dynamics, do not allow any inauthentic energy. I don't care what it is, because we had that today. Like, I literally had to sit there and feel that attack, and I had to say, no, I'm not going to accept that. And I'm not going to let you turn that around and flip that on me. And no, this is not a debate. Because they'll want to make it whatever they want to make it. Oh, you're doing this, you're bumping. No, I'm not. And I will not allow you to put that on me. And if we can't go any further, then that's okay. I will leave you be where you are. We're here to bring the light bringers of bringing the light of truth. And unfortunately, where they are, they can't. They'll say they want truth, but they can't handle it. And then it will turn around and be an attack on you. And I say this as someone who's experiencing it, who has experienced it before on other levels, that you have to be up to the occasion. We got to really rise to the occasion. You got to be strong enough to be able to deal with this. So I tell some people, don't just go into saying, well, all right, I'm going to tell my family. If you're not quite ready, if you're not strengthened, if you're not an empowered empath, and you know who and whose you are, if you can't hold that ground firmly, be careful, because they're going to attack. There's going to be an attack, and it's going to show up in a certain way that you got to be really keen to catch it and see it. And I had to see that, no, this is a manipulation tactic. And at surface level, they wanted to say, no, you just got to allow, such and such to speak, as if I was stopping them. I wasn't. But because that person was feeling the light, because I didn't even say it yet. It's like that, and I knew it. It's like that demonic entity or energy. It's like it felt the truth coming up. Right when I was about to say it, it spazzed. And when I say spaz, I mean it had what I call a behavior. It had an episode. And it acted out through this family member. And everyone, it's a manipulation spirit, because everyone, was some, came towards, leaned more towards that. Like it draws sympathy. It's a sympathy card. It's a manipulation tactic that is a sympathy card. And so it draws them to them. And I know if this may be happening to some of you, and you may be thinking, well, what? Damn, how did this get flipped? Listen, do not hold that. Do not hold that. Do not own that. It is not you. It is them. And what they're doing is the energy is trying to buy time in your space of authenticity, because it doesn't like the authenticity that you're about to bring or that you are bringing. So it's like creating a diversion. It creates a diversion, creates a decoy. It has to be the decoy and create some kind of fiasco. And then it's a distraction, and it takes everyone into that. Like, oh, let's let this person talk. And that's what you don't do. And that's what I had to stand for. And then I walked away. No, you all can lend your ear to that, but I'm not co-signing to that. So I'll walk away while you cater to that demonic entity and energy that is showing itself as manipulation. Do not take that. Do not allow people to make you, because they're going to say it like, oh, do the right thing. No, the right thing in your spiritual awareness is to not let this entity have a window to breathe through its manipulation. I don't care what it is. Shut it down. If you can't stop it as it's exploding, then walk away from it. That's what you do. That's how you let them know. You don't even have to say a word. You just walk away, and that's how you let them know that I'm not co-signing to that. I can show you better than I can tell you. Is this what you want? Then you can have that. If you don't like truth, and this is something I had to clarify. Like, if you look at how people value what you're saying, and when you bring truths to the table, and if they say, well, I can hear you, there's a difference between hearing and listening. I can hear you, but I don't have to do what you're saying. It's like basically saying, I don't have to adhere to you. And this is not about doing it my way, our way. It's not about doing what I say, like Simon says, but it's about recognizing those who carry the light. And do you respect the light? Because if you truly respect the light, then you wouldn't have this resistance, and you would say, oh, I recognize the light. If you were truly walking in the will of the divine, you would recognize the light, and you won't have that resistance. You will, and I know it's hard to do, because this is the thing, that they don't know themselves. This way, they can only do it to the level of them knowing themselves. And again, this will show you how and where they really are. So they can't really, they just can't turn over. The engine can't turn over. But you stand 10 toes down on what you see, what you know, and you let it be clear. And so what I was saying is that, thank you, Spirit, is when they say, I can hear you, but I don't got to listen. It's like saying, I don't got to respect you, because listening requires adding to the hearing. What are you going to do? What's the follow-up? Do you have a true conviction? Listening means there's a type of understanding. That means you stand under truth principles, and you're willing to adhere to certain truth principles. You don't have to do exactly what that person is saying. They're just giving you an example. As bringers of the light, we're giving an example. So it's not about them doing exactly what you say. It is about them not doing what they were going to do, leaning on their own understanding, and at least adhering to what it is that the light that you're bringing, to say, you know what, let me think about this. Let me look into this. And let me not be so stuck in having it my way, or doing it my way, or not wanting to see these wounds. Let me at least look at that. And then I can find a balance or a medium between what you're saying and between what it is that I shouldn't be doing, if they're willing to look at that. So I say that for both sides. Like, for those of us who are spiritual leaders, leading the way, that as you're leading, don't expect people to follow exactly what you see. Your vision is for you. When you get a vision, it's for you to have a clarity for yourself, and then for you to be able to explain to them, but they may not see it exactly how you saw that vision. Your vision is, when I say your vision is for you, it's for you to understand. The interpretation of the vision is for you to understand. And so when you deliver it to them, it's just to let them know that, hey, this is what's being guided. This is, and it's for them to take a stop and take a stock and tune in and listen in and say, you know what? There's something to that. I may not do exactly what you say to do, but there's something to that. So anyway, I don't want to, double up on that or go too deep in that. It's to highlight as an example, this is how some of the ways it may show up for some of us. And one of the things I want to mention before I go, thank you, Spirit, again, was through this full moon, as we have been working through transmuting, if some fears have been coming up for you, and when I say fears, I don't mean scary, I mean the lack and limitation, and especially in family life, I'm speaking to those who are really seeing the family issues, because this is where the attack is. This is why I'm saying we're under attack, but find the beauty in it. And let's say you are finding that in your issue, whatever's coming up, is you're finding that, man, I got to do all this by myself. I'm on my own, and you're really feeling, maybe those are the woes and the struggle that you're feeling. And I'm saying that so that as you transmute, you realize that what the energies are showing to you, that this is what you're getting when you get back into the crown, when you fully transcend into your highest self. What's the beauty in that? What are you seeing? What is the connection? What is the total connectivity? And really just look at what the divine is showing you. If you had to do without, then ultimately it's showing you do without. Do not bank on this person. Do not continue to bank on this person, to be with this person. If this has to do with a certain member in the family, it's telling you it's time to break away in a certain way. And I'm not saying you never got to talk to them again, because we have to find a balance with compassion for the collective. I'm saying that it's time for you to detach from the way in which you were attached in your heartstrings. It's time to release the concepts that you have. This is a major releasing that is happening with all of us. And there's some coming up, as I say that, in some days to come. And I'll probably do another video tomorrow on it. In the day. My tomorrow may be your today. Because time is simultaneously happening. And I want to say look out for a workshop, because I'm feeling that being pressed on with the way the energies are showing up and what we're going through with the frequencies as they're intensifying. And with the moon that is going to be sometime this week, the moon is going to be in conjunction with Neptune and Saturn in its retrograde. So it's going to be an emotional, and I'll speak differently on that. I think we need to go in that some more, but it's going to be an emotional connection, an emotional retrograde, if you will, with the moon being, conjunct with them in that way. So being prepared to feel those emotions. So I'll talk more about that in another video. I'm just throwing some things out there for us to look out for in the up and coming, what's coming up out here in these spiritual streets. So continued family work, knowing that yes, we're under attack, but universe has got your back. And that's when you find the beauty in the chaos. We're under attack. Find the beauty in the chaos. This is not doom and gloom. It's to give you awareness, to say, hey, look out for this, look out for that. So if you're feeling it in the family dynamics, whatever that thing that you were fighting with, as I said, if it's showing you that, then what did the full moon highlight to you? What did this feminine energy receptivity highlight to you? Were you able to receive the understanding that the moon represents? Understanding. Are you able to stand under truth principles with this understanding and see what it is that must needs be done? It's simply highlighting it to you. It's saying you got this. If you see that this was the struggle, then that's what the message was telling you. Do without it. Let go of that. Then you truly transcend. Come back into one mind consciousness, into the cosmic body, and be in total connectivity with everything in the universe. So you'll see that you have everything you need. It'll bring you right back to connectivity into the root. And you'll be able to tether that connectivity back into your root, being connected with everything in the earth. So it breaks, that's what's going to help bring it back, bring it full circle to what I was saying about that person that's running and the layers are dropping off. When you have that total connectivity, you're secure in the earth. So all of that other stuff is just going to drop off of you. And this is how we're going to shed those layers. But you have to be willing to see it for yourself first and foremost. So there's more that I definitely want to go into, and some of the topics I touch base on. We'll talk more about that retrograde, that emotional retrograde, and some more about these attacks, because I have some more insights, on that. But I really wanted to connect us to the crown, with that information. So I wanted to give us information about finding this beauty and how you can find it in the chaos. And when you see that beauty, acknowledge it and be like, wow, that's a beautiful thing. I see that. So that'll help you stabilize. It'll help you navigate through what we see as chaos, which is really a beautiful disruption of the old stuff. We need that stuff disrupted, but it's going to feel uncomfortable first because it's what you're used to. So I say that to just kind of keep us on the up and up. And I'm going to leave it there. With that said, enjoy the rest of your full moon. If you see this on the West Coast before midnight, if you see it the next day, we still in the full moon energy, all through the week. So continue to have an introspective look and, find your beauty in the chaos, because you are that beautiful star that you are, star seeds. With that said, each one reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out and be the candle that lights the next one and the next one and the next one. Peace, love, and light.